Okay, let's unpack this. If you drop a newspaper in a puddle, it is, ruined in minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So how does a shipment of delicate, unprinted Indian banknote paper survive a half-century submerged at the bottom of a Scottish bay?
It sounds completely impossible.
It really does. Welcome to today's deep dive. For you, the curious listener, this is a masterclass in how compounding scientific anomalies can completely rewrite the expected rules of organic decay. We are looking at a fascinating research paper on the 1940 shipwreck of the SS Breda.
Yeah, because normally paper and textiles, they are the very first things to be consumed by microbes and currents in the ocean.
But they weren't here.
No, they weren't. And to understand why, we have to look at the bizarre physics of the sinking and the Breda's wildly diverse cargo.
Right, so let's set the scene. In 1940, the Breda was anchored in Ardmuknish Bay waiting to join a convoy to India.
Right.
It was loaded with aircraft, horses, army lorries, and critically 3,000 tons of cement.
That cement is the key to everything. So Luftwaffe bombers attacked, and while they didn't score a direct hit, the near-miss explosions created a water hammer.
Wait, a water hammer? What is that?
It's a massive hydraulic shockwave. It ruptured the ship's internal pipes, flooded the engine room, and sank her.
Wow.
Yeah. And when seawater infiltrated those holes and hit 3,000 tons of cement, what's fascinating here is it initiated a massive hydration reaction.
Okay.
The outer layers of the cement bags solidified rapidly, but more importantly, this reaction leached calcium hydroxide into the local water.
Meaning it changed the chemistry of the water around the ship.
Exactly. It created a highly alkaline, high pH environment. That sudden chemical spike was basically completely toxic to the wood-boring shipworms and aerobic bacteria.
The stuff that would normally devour organic material. Right. So it's like an accidental toxic chemical like it abruptly vacuum sealed the cargo and locked out the marine food chain.
That is a perfect way to describe it. But, the concrete tomb only stops the sea life from eating the paper.
Right. It's still sitting in water for 52 years. Why didn't the water itself just turn it to mush? Even pure cotton absorbs water.
Well, this wasn't standard wood pulp paper. Wood pulp is full of lignin, which is the compound that makes old books yellow and brittle.
Ah, okay.
The Breda was carrying security substrates from Portals Ltd. It was pure cotton and linen rag paper. Plus, it was unprinted, meaning there were no acidic inks to catalyze degradation.
But think of a cotton t-shirt in a washing machine. Why didn't those fibers just rot away after 5 decades submerged?
Because the molecules in this specific cotton paper are stacked so tightly together like closely packed bricks that water physically can't wedge its way in to break them apart.
Oh, wow. So it's a molecular defense.
Yes, combined with a physical density effect. The paper was packed so tightly in its wooden crates that only the outermost edges were exposed to the water.
So the inner sheets just lacked the physical space for water circulation.
Exactly. Add in the fact that Ardmuknish Bay is a deep, freezing Scottish fjord with periods of intense hypoxia.
Meaning very low oxygen, right?
Right. You basically have the perfect cryogenic stasis.
Okay, so it survives the ocean. Fast forward to 1992, divers from Tralee Bay discover the wreck.
Yeah.
But pulling waterlogged organics up into dry air, usually that causes immediate structural collapse, doesn't it?
It does. As water evaporates, surface tension pulls the weakened fiber walls inward. It's a process called hornification, which basically makes the fibers shrink and snap.
So to prevent that rapid drying, the divers use something called the cowshed method, which is just genius.
It's so wildly unconventional.
They literally stacked the wet paper inside a barn filled with live cows to slowly, gently dry the paper out.
Yeah. The ambient body heat and the high, steady humidity of the cow's breath allowed the water trapped inside the paper to evaporate at a microscopic crawl.
Which prevented the paper fibers from snapping.
Exactly. If we contrast this with the famous Queen Anne's Revenge shipwreck from 1718.
Oh, right. Blackbeard's ship.
Yeah. Archaeologists there were thrilled to find just 16 tiny, highly decayed, sludge-like paper fragments stuffed inside a cannon.
Wow. 16 fragments versus thousands of pristine sheets.
It really proves how unimaginably unique the Breda's conditions were.
This survival was a sheer accident of wartime logistics. Just a perfect storm of cement, cotton, cold water, and cows.
A very bizarre combination.
Definitely. Which leaves us with a final thought for you to ponder. If a random 1940 cargo manifests perfectly preserved fragile paper by total accident, what mundane material sitting at the bottom of our oceans today might be inadvertently encapsulating our current history for archaeologists millennia from now? Think about it.